Today's broadcast is presented by Sunbelt Rentals. Colorado Springs Switchbacks home opener at Widener Field. They welcome in Detroit City FC. The two teams have met twice before, and they have split their all-time series 1-1. Hello, family. I'm James Hadnot. With me is Eric Dobransky. And Eric, when you think about Colorado to start, they have a new man who can really score in Ronaldo Damas.
Former USL League One Golden Boot winner and USL Championship Finals MVP in 2021 at only 24 years of age. He's a proven goal scorer in the league. 15 goals last season with San Diego. He's explosive on and off the ball, on the dribble. It's his decisiveness off the ball. It's his timing and intelligence in the way he exploits space in the final third. He's going to be a player that the Switchbacks will lean on, not only tonight, but throughout the season as this team looks to be a top contender in the West.
And on the flip side for Detroit City FC, the player to watch is Elvis Amo.
And a player that's familiar with Colorado Springs Switchbacks, was a part of this side in 2022 where he scored 13 goals that found him in the top 10 in the West in scoring. A bit of a dip last season at Hartford, scoring 5 times in 27 appearances, but he is looking to have a breakout season for this Detroit side, a side that scored the fewest goals in the USL last season. It's his presence in and around goal that's going to be an added dynamic for this team.
Those were your players to watch, presented by Modelo. Now for our player injury report. Detroit with a fit squad, no injuries to be reported, and the lone injury for Colorado Springs, Wahab Akwe, is out with a lower body injury. But other than that, Colorado Springs ready for their home opener. Two teams were in the playoffs last year. Detroit City, their first game of the season. Home opener for Colorado Springs. That's next.
You got 2 jacks.
And then my grand slam, I signed the ball for you.
Okay.
And it says, Papa, I love you.
Why did you do that?
Because you taught me everything about baseball.
I'm so sweet.
Randy Gradishar, a man who embodies everything that a champion should be. An All-American for Ohio State, a 7-time Pro Bowler, and now selected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. A champion on the field and in our community, serving our military and veterans and inspiring youth.
Congratulations, Randy.
Congratulations, Randy.
Congratulations, Randy.
Congratulations, Randy Gradishar.
Congratulations, Randy.
We are so proud.
Injured in a crash? Get McDivitt and you get a firm dedicated to every single detail of your case.
We have the knowledge and resources to investigate the crash and your insurance company's small print.
Details matter. That's why we dive deep into every aspect of your case. This gives us the firepower we need to make the insurance company pay you the money you deserve.
We never ask you to pay a penny until we get you max money for your injuries.
Online at McDivittLaw.com.
McDivitt.
Moments away from the matchup between Detroit City FC and the home team, Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Today's player walkout is sponsored by Children's Hospital Colorado as the Switchbacks and Detroit City step onto the field. A 44-degree day. There was a lot of snow earlier in the week, so no snow on the ground, no precipitation. Everyone ready for this matchup.
Yeah, and it's a matchup for James Chambers' side with Colorado Springs Switchbacks. They want to build off of week 1. Although it wasn't the result they wanted with the 2-0 defeat at Miami FC, it was a match and a performance where they were really dominant in the final third. 21 shots, albeit only 2 of those 21 on target. But this is going to be a team that continues to gel in that final third and has experience in the midfield with Williams, Echeverria, and Enriquez. We highlighted Damas, Foster as well, Malik Foster, and then this back line anchored by Pierre and Mahoney.
The Colorado Springs Switchback starting lineup presented by Phil Long. Now it's time for the Detroit City lineup. And what do you expect from Detroit City in this matchup?
I think these are two teams that are going to be battling for first impressions on the match. And I think for Detroit City, they didn't play in week 1. So it's going to be about a lot of those initial exchanges. And I just mentioned the midfield for Colorado Springs Switchbacks. This midfield of Maxi Rodriguez and Murphy, experience there. Ben Morris up top, 7 goals last year in 31 appearances. So this is an experienced Detroit City FC team that wants to be explosive in the final third. And a lot of those moments with delivery, Nate Steinwasser in the back is an experienced goalkeeper for DCFC.
You think about Detroit City first and foremost coming into Widener Field, and they have a new head coach in Daniel DiCchio. And one thing that he mentioned was just the idea of this team being more dynamic, wanting them to attack more. You mentioned already that they didn't score as much as they wanted to last season, but for Colorado Springs, they have an excellent goalkeeper in Christian Herrera, one of the top goalkeepers in regards to clean sheets. And so it's going to be an excellent matchup both on the offensive and defensive end. We already know what Colorado Springs brings with Ronaldo Damas, who has now come into the fold. And so a lot of excitement here on St. Patrick's Day, the theme of the home opener. Had some festivities earlier. And we're almost ready for the home opener in Colorado Springs. Steven Echevarria starts things off, and Colorado Springs in possession to begin in the sky blue tops and white bottoms. Detroit City FC in the white and gold tops with maroon bottoms. Home opener for the Switchbacks.
And James, you mentioned it right at kickoff. This is such an intriguing matchup, not only from the standpoint of formationally, tactically, but the players on the pitch, the quality, the ideas. It is going to be a game where both of these sides have to problem solve. They're going to have to navigate this 90 minutes. And although I mentioned the 2-0 result at Miami FC for Colorado Springs Switchbacks, the excitement of being at home, the excitement to bounce back. James Chambers' side are excited to build upon what they did in the final third, but obviously execute that final detail. And then this is a Detroit City side that wants to get off to a hot start. Both of these sides displaying new coaches. Obviously, James Chambers has been a part of this organization for a couple years now. But both ambitious sides as well. Both playoff teams last year.
Detroit squeaked into the playoffs, the 8th overall seed, but they ended up upsetting the #1 overall seed, Pittsburgh, to move on before falling to Louisville City. And then Colorado Springs making the playoffs as the 5th seed and fell for the 2nd season in a row to San Antonio in those playoffs in the quarterfinals. So both of these teams trying to expound on what they did last season. And for Colorado Springs, James Chambers, who moves from the assistant coaching role to the head coaching role, said that didn't want to try to reinvent the wheel. Knew that he had a great squad they brought in. Mentioned Ronaldo Damas, but also wanted to be a little bit more dynamic in the final third. And we'll see what the team brings here in their 2nd match of the season.
And both teams doing it in ways where they added players complementing what they already had within the team. So a really good mix of experience and younger players as well amongst both these sides. We highlighted the 2 strikers in the open with Ronaldo Damas. He's 24 years of age. And then you have Elvis Amo, who's got a ton of experience in the USL Championship.
Foster sends it off. A chance for Fjellberg, but that was blocked away.
Really positive by Foster, saw the space, and driving in and opened it up for Fjellberg.
Enriquez. Oh, what a ball through the legs of the defender. Now out wide. Santos delivers it. Fjellberg was waiting for it, but a heading clearance by Michael Bryant. Colorado Springs still keeping the pedal down. Cross comes through. Damus was waiting for it himself. Detroit City last year gave up just 39 goals in 34 matches. Nathan Steinwasser and this defensive back line is one of the best in the entire league, so they know how to defend and take on pressure.
And that's really been the identity of Detroit City FC over the years, is really solid defensively, good shape, good organization, tough to break down.
Fjellberg again into the area. Jonas Fjellberg earns his team a corner.
And this is reminiscent of the fast start they got at Miami FC. As we see this chance by Fjellberg early. He's already finding a lot of space there along the left flank.
Ball comes in. Clearance. First hit by Speedy Williams was sent back. But again, the Switchbacks still pressing forward. And in the end, Nathan Steinwasser ends up with it. Assistant goalkeeper for Detroit City, one of the tops in the league in regards to clean sheets last season. At the second most clean sheets. Right behind him, though, was Christian Herrera, who had 10 himself. So this is a very intriguing defensive matchup as well. Herrera might get called on. This is Amo, cuts it back across. Now still an opportunity for Detroit. This is Diop. Amo. Chavarria. Oh, turns it over again. Colorado just needs to get this ball out of here. Maxi Rodriguez had his shot sent back.
And that's where they found themselves a little susceptible last week for Colorado Springs Switchbacks, was those transition moments, those counterattacking moments from Miami FC. They weren't in consistent possession of the ball, Miami FC, but they were very effective in the counterattack. And James Chambers, he said it almost, obviously he wasn't joking about it. It was about scoring goals because they created a lot last week.
Oh, wonderfully done. Working through is Levi's. And a necessary clearance in the box. This is not your same Detroit City side from last season, already looking a little bit more dynamic, putting pressure on the home team in Colorado. Levi's on the touchline, but he was still out of bounds. So Colorado will have a deep throw-in in their own end. A foul by Diop.
And as this game settles in, we have seen exchanges from both sides, both teams building from back to front. But I think as this first half wears on, it's going to be about which team can win the ball higher up the field, put the opponent under pressure, win the ball 45, 50 yards away from frame, and be in that shape right away.
Steinwasser almost puts his teammate in a bad situation. Now coming the other way is Ali Koot. Taken away. Back to Herrera in his 3rd season. Coach Chambers just mentioned that once he got the opportunity to start last year, just continued to grow. And has a lot of soccer ahead of him. Just a young man, mid-20s. Echevarria. Malik Foster. Foster with great speed. Just stopped off at the edge of the box. Rodriguez almost loses it. And Steven Echevarria will help Maxi Rodriguez up after committing the foul.
See the foul here in midfield. I mentioned problem solving earlier, and it's so early in the season. Both teams still trying to grow in each third, whether it's the build-up phase, the middle phase, and the final third. And those are going to be a lot of the elements that you just play out the minutes in this match and then figure out what space is available, where you can get numerical advantages.
Levi's. Now Koot. Back to Maxi Rodriguez. Has options in the box. And the opening goal in his return. Elvis Amo not making any friends here at Widener Field. Makes it 1-0.
And this all starts with that wide play on that left flank. The combination play down the line. Then the ball into Maxi Rodriguez. And then the experience of Elvis Amo, that clever ball into Maxi Rodriguez, and Maxi Rodriguez able to drive to that end line. And Elvis Amo just sitting in that pocket right outside the 6-yard box like an experienced striker does. Finding the back of the net for an early 1-0 lead for Detroit City FC.
Coach DeKio for Detroit told us this week that Elvis Amo has just been waiting to have this type of start to a season. Last year, he was honest with his coach when they were discussing if they wanted to bring him in Detroit, saying that I just wasn't at my best last year. It was something felt off. And here to start this season, they had high expectations for him. And in his return to Colorado, he scored last year for Hartford Athletic against Colorado. So he's had some of his best years with the Switchbacks, and now playing the villain to the home side. Ball's taken away. Switchbacks trying to answer. This is Foster swerving into the box. Finds Damos. Fjellberg trying to keep it away from Jop, but he does well to keep possession for Detroit.
And going back to Elvis Amo, it's the variety in which he creates those dangerous opportunities. He can do it in the air.
Enriquez, ambitious effort.
And almost had that dip there at the end. But as you mentioned, a bit ambitious there from about 35 out. But good battle there. Elvis Amo looking for the foul call. Sometimes when you have that early test from distance, from Enriquez, you start to pull defenders out of the 18-yard box. You start to create some of that space in behind.
And also when you're going up against a goaltender like Nathan Steinwasser, you have to keep him honest, because if he gets in a mode where he might be a little bit unstoppable.
You're 100% right.
Enriquez, wonderful ball to Foster. Tries to pump it over to Damas. One in the air, though. At least for a moment, but the foul. As the goal scorer is down for Detroit.
And for Colorado Springs, what you don't want to do is get into this game where you're forcing some opportunities in the final third, because you created a number of opportunities last week against Miami FC, the 21 shots, like I said, the 2 on target, but starting to build that efficiency in the final third, and that's not going to come with forcing chances. That's going to come by being true to who you are identity-wise in that final phase. And you talk to a lot of coaches throughout the league at various levels, it's always that final third that's one of those last pieces that comes. Obviously, the early goal from Detroit City FC, 11 minutes into their season, but still, there's still a lot of rhythm. There's still a lot of tempo that can be built in that final third, and it's not something that just happens overnight. So don't get overly frustrated. No goals last week, and off to a pretty fast start here tonight, but no clear-cut chance thus far for Colorado Springs, but they're just going to have to continue to find ways to break down this Detroit City FC side.
15th minute, Switchbacks down to Detroit. Goal was scored by Elvisamo, and it was in the 11th minute off an assist from Maxi Rodriguez. As Eric mentioned, throughout the first 5 minutes of this match, it seemed like Colorado just came with waves and waves of attack, but not finding a clear-cut opportunity. And with plenty of time remaining in this match, you expect that those clear-cut opportunities will come. This is Cor Santos. Fjellberg has dispossessed. Rodriguez sends it forward. Morris clips it into the box. Had a man there. Ali Koot tracks it down.
I mean, right now, Maxi Rodriguez is all over the field for Detroit City FC. He had the assist here on the left flank to the ball into Elvisamo, and now that clever outside of the foot ball into Ben Morris.
This is Morris looking for Rodriguez, and Morris ends up committing the foul. First match of the season for Detroit, showing a lot of juice, and Colorado Springs is going to have to calm that down. Foster, multiple caps with the Jamaican national team. Pierre, his back line. Direct ball, had eyes for Fjellberg, and it will trickle out for a Detroit throw.
And that's what Colorado Springs possesses out of the back, is the ability to play make from those deeper positions. Mahoney, Pierre, Lacroix, the delivery from Santos. And every game has such a different story, but you do want to be in a position where you're learning from previous experiences, starting to develop some of those attributes and those characteristics. And this is the second week in a row where Colorado Springs finds themselves down 1 goal in the first half. How do you respond? What'd you take away from that Miami FC game? And use that here tonight to push for the equalizer.
Amo is pushed off the ball. Well done initially by Duke Lacroix. Pierre, good ball, now over the top. Fjellberg has some options. Going on his own, now cuts it back. In between two players. Closest man to it was a Detroit City player. Switchbacks finding the open space. It's the final pass that is falling awry right now.
Yeah, they're getting good numbers in the 18-yard box, getting good layers, finding good space in good areas. It's just that final pass, that delivery, just needing that final quality.
Ball is kept in. Enriquez. Nice pass with Mahoney in the back for Colorado. Mentioned that they have the ability to score goals, have a strong defense. Now this is Detroit and Jop. Hasn't been closed down just yet. Now this is Ali Koot. Morris leaves it for Bryant. Back to Morris. Sends it in. Stopped. And Herrera left it right in front for Elvis Amo. And his shot was wide. It took a deflection, but this could have been even more dangerous.
Well played ball into the 6-yard box by Ben Morris. Good texture on it, good pace. Catching Christian Herrera just a little late there.
This corner kick is brought to you by the McDivitt Law Firm. We are in your corner. James Murphy to take the corner. Headed away as far as Jop. Levi's. Now this is Morris, who led the team in goals last season with 6. First goal of the season scored by Elvis Amo back in the 11th minute. Direct ball looking for Amo. Takes contact. A yellow is shown. And it was close to being inside the box.
And right now, this front line of Elvis Amo, Koot, and Morris are asking a lot of questions of Colorado Springs. Not necessarily with interchanging runs, but mixing up depth and width. That was a really well-played ball into Elvis Amo, and earning Detroit City free kick right outside the 18-yard box. And this is something for Colorado Springs. You do not want to find yourself 2-0 down.
So the yellow card was shown to Koa Santos. Elvis Amo, a big body as well, and just kind of boxed his way out. Santos, not as big of a body, not in good position.
And then what adds to that is the positive first touch from Elvis Amo, the ability to bring that down. A 50-yard ball played in the air.
Ball drop. Rodriguez try something fancy, ends up right in the arms of Herrera.
And that is sometimes the dilemma. You think that it's a clear-cut opportunity because it's 18 yards outside the box, but you still have to get that ball up and down over a wall and beat an extremely talented goalkeeper like Christian Herrera. So a lot of the times it's something where you got to be clever about either the runs over the ball or the actual delivery.
This ball rolls out. Detroit will have a throw. It's kept in. The left. Wonderful touch by Malik Foster. And then he's brought down by Devin Amumensa. Koa Santos arguing a similar type of foul.
And the questions that Elvis Amo and the front line of Detroit City are asking, Malik Foster is asking those same questions for Colorado Springs. He has been extremely explosive on the dribble. Saw it early with the opportunity created for Fjellberg, who's on this ball and on the delivery.
26th minute. Detroit in front 1-0. Jonas Fjellberg behind the free kick. Lifted well over everyone and out for a Detroit throw.
And that's going to be a delivery they want a little bit more out of. Put your team in a position to make first contact there. Colorado Springs.
Oh, almost disastrous for Detroit.
Colorado Springs has done a good job in that final third of being really quick and decisive on the give and go, the passes on the dribble, but still unable to get a clear-cut opportunity here in the first half. And as you mentioned, that pass across to Nate Steinwasser, almost a gift from Detroit City.
Well, after the first 5 minutes, Detroit has been in control of this match. Colorado has plenty of firepower, still looking to get things going.
And right now, a lot of credit to the two center backs of Amu Mensah and Stephen Carroll for how they are handling Ronaldo Damas. And then Job in that midfield as well, the ability to screen passes to influence those balls played forward.
Well done by Echevarria to tap the ball off of Ali Coots and to earn back possession for Colorado Springs.
And that's going to be the question for Colorado Springs, is who becomes that player when all attention is on Ronaldo Damas. The two center backs, the holding midfielder is pretty much surrounded by three defenders, and we've seen it. Malik Foster has been really good in that final phase. Hasn't been rewarded with a shot on target or a chance yet, but can he be the player that starts to really release some of that space and some of that pressure that Ronaldo Damas is taking on? Maybe driving Amu Mensah, pulling him out of that back line.
Santos goes direct. Foster controls. And Foster down, as well as Brett Levi's. Foster is up under his own power, but Levi's still taking a little bit more time on the pitch. Malik Foster, 27-year-old, played in all 34 games last year, 4 goals and 4 assists. Can definitely be a difference maker when given an opportunity. Maxi Rodriguez making things difficult in the back for Colorado Springs. Now, Foster around one man and is fouled. Great work done for him.
Really showcasing how clever he is in those tight spaces. You just want those moments to happen a little closer to frame where he can be really creative and dynamic and maybe create an opportunity for himself there. But for Detroit City, they'll be open to Malik Foster getting the ball 60 yards away from goal and containing him away.
Jop starting the attack. Pierre, this ball is out for a corner. And so Delence Pierre tried to keep it in on the touchline, ended up getting in the way of the assistant referee. And a corner kick now for Detroit, who already leads by a goal. .32nd minute. This is Brett Levi's. The delivery from Levi's, headed away by Malik Foster. Now Rodriguez almost had it draw for him off the pass.
It's always that second and third wave off set pieces and corners. Malik Foster is just extremely explosive tonight. And you saw it against Miami FC last week. But we're going to keep saying it. It's about that final detail for the entire team. Finding that goal, putting the ball in the back of the net.
foul, and a yellow will be shown to Steven Echevarria. Much to the chagrin of the fans here at Widener Field. Here it is again.
Colorado Springs gets dispossessed, and there the tackle by Echevarria. And as you mentioned, the crowd's not going to like it. Echevarria finds himself with a yellow card here in the first half. That is now 2 yellows for Colorado Springs. Santos collecting the other with the foul on Elvis Amo.
Too handsy trying to track the ball was Elvis Amo. So a deep free kick upcoming for Colorado Springs. 34th minute, 1-0. Colorado behind. Ali Coot ends up on the pitch, knowing that Koa Santos is on a yellow. And just some gamesmanship in the end, trying to force a decision from the head referee. Last-ditch defending in the end by Delence Pierre, as Elvis Amo was almost loose, looking for a brace. But another corner for Detroit.
Yeah, working on that blind shoulder of the center back, Elvis Amo. That delivery almost had him in behind. But you could just see the space that Elvis Amo is creating for that midfield, stretching that back line, getting those lines separated.
Levi's lifted into the box, headed away, right down. A shot is too high from Ali Coot. Excellent control, had the go. Just couldn't keep it down.
And that was the second corner in a row for Detroit City that they end up with an opportunity after that initial service.
Final 10 minutes of this first half. What do you want to see from Colorado as they try to create that clear-cut opportunity?
I think a bit more, I don't want to say decisiveness necessarily, because obviously you have seen it from Malik Foster and you've seen it from a number of players on the ball, but I think some of the opportunities and decision-making where they can link up and play together up there, because right now it is quite isolated. You see Malik Foster on the dribble quite a bit, but we haven't seen their ability to get Ronaldo Damas on the ball, you know, 25, 20 yards away from frame. So a bit of the collaboration, the connectivity from that front line and those attacking players from Colorado Springs. But I also think that they're going to create some opportunities to win the ball higher up the field. We saw that almost gift from Detroit City, that ball played across to Nate Steinwasser. I think Colorado Springs has picked some intriguing moments to press, and they've almost won the ball in really good areas.
This is Carroll working back to Steinwasser, who will send it forward. Right there, Colorado Springs almost winning the ball. Now Rodriguez turns and taps well forward. Morris pushed down, again trying to force a call. It does not come.
And I think defensively for Colorado Springs, and this does mix into them offensively, is that first ball pressure has got to be a little different. You have to influence that ball played in behind. Right now, Detroit City, we've seen it throughout this first half, able to pick their head up, have the time to pick out the pass. We've seen a ball into Elvis Amo. We've seen a ball into Ben Morris. We've seen a ball into Coot. So you don't necessarily have to be tight on that service, but you have to influence it in a way where they're just not picking out those runners and accessing different space. And I think a lot of that link-up play in that final third will just continue to develop as these players get to know each other, as we see.
Two players getting to know each other right now. It's Enriquez and Jop. And some pushing and shoving going to come now as things start to calm down.
And Enriquez needs to be careful because he's sitting on a yellow. So your team already down 1-0. So you can see James Chambers and Matt Mahoney trying to problem solve and really push for an equalizer here in the final 6 minutes.
The two got tangled up. Enriquez stating his case along with Abdoulaye Jop. And here's the exchange. And neither man wanted to back down. And maybe that brings about some energy for Colorado Springs as we wind down this first half. Switchbacks in the first 5 minutes of the match saw Jonas Fjellberg with a couple of opportunities in and around the box. This is Fjellberg now. 1v2. Fjellberg sends it in. All the way around. This is Coa Santos. Foster now really with a chance to operate. Works back. Pierre swings to Fjellberg. Jonas Fjellberg flips it in. Amla deals with it for Detroit. Another ball. Dropping. Shot. Over. Duke Lacroix had the chance.
And what a ball clipped in there for Duke Lacroix. Just unable to test Nate Steinwasser there. But that's a good spell from Colorado Springs. Good sustained pressure. A good balance between being patient and urgent. Playing backwards, pulling Detroit City out a bit more.
Handball by Jop. So a free kick for Colorado Springs. Speedy Williams wanted some space to start play.
And I mentioned Ronaldo Damas not seeing a lot of the ball. We haven't seen Speedy Williams on the ball that much either. And that's a player that his ability to play make.
Enriquez wins the ball back for Colorado Springs. Fjellberg forward. Trying to work through two different defenders. He is closed down by Detroit. Breaking down this pressure is Detroit. Now the pendulum swings out wide to the man himself. Maxi Rodriguez has the assist on the day. And space. Bryant back to Jop. After releasing the pressure, Detroit in no hurry. Fjellberg takes it away. Foster. Santos on the overlap. Ends up with it. Does Coa Santos. Looking for options. Enriquez. Echevarria. Santos again. Sends it towards goal. First time we hear from Ronaldo Damas, but he was defended well. And again, Colorado with another great spell of possession in these final 5 minutes.
And putting themselves in a position that they would really enjoy seeing more often with Coa Santos there in the final third. The quality and detail of his delivery took a bit of a deflection on that service, but if you have Coa Santos there with numbers in the box, his placement, his decision-making be really dangerous for Colorado Springs.
Almo forward. This is Morris. Into the box, circles out. Now the cross comes in, and Herrera handles it for Colorado Springs.
You're going to see a frantic push from Colorado Springs to find an equalizer before this half comes to a close. Expect to see a bit more direct play, maybe finding a really good moment for link-up play. See a quick restart there.
Foster has his cross attempt blocked away. A minimum of 3 minutes of added time. Added time presented by the TikTok shop. Enriquez, wonderfully done. But the final service over everyone's head and out.
And that's just been the story of the first 45 for Colorado Springs, is the creativity, the dynamic runs on and off the ball, and then just missing that final pass, service. And you could tell that the players for Colorado Springs are frustrated, but now it's about channeling that frustration to finding solutions on how they want to go about and what they want to look like in that final third. Whether it's just having those conversations from player to player of, this is the run I'm looking for, this is the ball I'm looking for when I'm in the box. Those are things that you could solve.
Fjellberg has his shot blocked, but the ricochet earns a corner kick.
And those are things that only get solved in games. And obviously preseason being a really long time, but these are moments where you can keep growing and developing.
Fjellberg sends it in, ball dropping, and it'll be picked up by Coa Santos for the Switchbacks. Now Williams. And that's a foul. Echevarria is on the edge of the box, and a yellow is shown to Brett Levi's.
Yep, and they were appealing for Levi's to get a card earlier in this first half, and now Detroit City FC are going to want to make sure they're switched on to defend this set piece in a really difficult area. In an area where you can ask a lot of different questions with the delivery. You can put it in space, whatever, whatever you want to do, you need to make sure you're moving Nate Steinwasser, whether it's the runs that are in the box or the delivery. You want to put it in a space where it's just not easily plucked from the air from Nate Steinwasser. You want to put some traffic there. Probably be one of the final actions of this first half.
49th minute. Enriquez, right across. Oh, 2 runners with an opportunity.
And that was the delivery you were looking for. It comes right along the face of goal, right in front of Nate Steinwasser. And Matt Mahoney just unable to get a touch there. I don't know if that was James Murphy.
Mahoney had the best chance. And then it skipped for a back post chance as well. And Steinwasser wipes his brow, has to be counting his blessings as well, as the halftime whistle is blown and Detroit goes into the half with the lead. 1-0 off the goal from Elvis Amo back in the 11th minute of play. The former Switchbacks star scores the goal. That's the difference right now. We'll take a break. We'll have our halftime highlights and news and notes from the USL in just a moment. Stick with us. Detroit up 1-0 at the half.
Let's hear it for Jason Aldean.
The second annual Y-Fest, July 19th, 2024 at Widener Field.
Jason Aldean.
He is fine. We're celebrating 719 Day in Colorado Springs with country's biggest star and you. Tickets on sale now at switchbacksfc.com or y969.com.
Randy Gradishar, a man who embodies everything that a champion should be. An All-American for Ohio State, a 7-time Pro Bowler, and now selected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. A champion on the field and in our community, serving our military and veterans and inspiring youth.
Congratulations, Randy.
Congratulations, Randy.
Congratulations, Randy.
Congratulations, Randy Gradishar.
Congratulations, Randy.
We are so proud.
Injured in a crash? Get McDivitt and you get a firm dedicated to every single detail of your case.
We have the knowledge and resources to investigate the crash and your insurance company's small print.
Details matter. That's why we dive deep into every aspect of your case. This gives us the firepower we need to make the insurance company pay you the money you deserve.
We never ask you to pay a penny until we get you max money for your injuries.
Online at mcdivittlaw.com.
You
McDivitt.
know I got 2 home runs.
You got 2 jacks.
And then my grand slam, I signed the ball for you.
Okay.
And it says, Papa, I love you.
Why did you do that?
Because you taught me everything about baseball.
I'm so sweet.
Welcome back to Widener Field in Colorado Springs, Colorado. The Switchbacks down 1-0 to Detroit City FC. Now it's time for our midweek highlights presented by Sunbelt Rentals, El Paso, and Monterey Bay in a good one.
Yeah, and a game that saw fireworks at the beginning and the end of the match. The 4th minute goal here by Moreno, putting El Paso up 1-0. And then this thunderous strike by Tristan Traeger late in the match in the 87th minute to get the equalizer for Monterey Bay. Monterey Bay outshot El Paso 19 shots to 7, pulling out that 1-1 draw, pulling off a point on the road.
And now it's time for our healthcare professional of the match, brought to you by Olson Plumbing and Heating Encore Electric. Tonight's honorary healthcare professional of the match is Ann Maddie, Assistant Nurse Manager at Penrose PACU Department. Thank you for all you've done to help our community. The healthcare professional of the match is sponsored by Olson Plumbing and Heating. We'll take a break, be back for more as we get ready for halftime highlights and halftime stats. in the match between Detroit City FC and Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
You've given us a foundation to be proud of. We build on this now. This is it now, gents. This is us from now on.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
They're hungry for the women's game. They want to see women's soccer. They want to play women's soccer, and that's what we're building at the USL. You can see it in my eyes, only want the best. Maybe running every night, won't settle for less. Got me looking to the sky, got me feeling blessed. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest. Burning up inside of my chest. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest.
See? It's just like real camping.
Ugh, we even have real ants. Ew.
Like I said, real camping.
When ants show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Welcome back to halftime. Colorado Springs down 1-0 to Detroit. Time to share some news and notes with you from the entire USL. As we look forward, you see USL to fill 47 clubs in the Lamar Hunt US Open Cup, which starts this week. Very excited about that. And then Trevor Amon wins the Week 1 Player of the Week.
He got 2 goals for Sacramento Republic. Orange County SC coming back in that match to equalize 2-2 in Week 1, but Trevor Amon having a tremendous performance. And welcome to the USL Championship. Rhode Island FC getting a late equalizer on a delivery and an own goal against New Mexico United. And then on the bottom right corner, Pittsburgh Riverhounds, Bob Lilly's side, falling to Orange County SC, losing at New Mexico United the Week 1. So Pittsburgh dropping a match at home and falling to 0-2. And then Tampa Bay Rowdies scoring early on San Antonio FC, holding that 1-0 lead. FC Tulsa over Las Vegas. And then we showed the Monterey Bay highlights against El Paso. They take on reigning USL Championship champions, Phoenix Rising.
You talked about that Sacramento Republic matchup with Miami. They got the 1-0 victory as well. And here's the team of the week. Eric Quill for New Mexico United. You mentioned that win for New Mexico United at home. And so a lot to look forward to for both of these, for this entire team of the week. And Trevor Amon already off to a great start in 2024. We'll take a break, be back to get you ready for the second half between Detroit City and Colorado Springs when we come back.
got 2 jacks.
And then my grand slam, I signed the ball for you.
Okay.
And it says, Papa, I love you.
Why did you do that?
Because you taught me everything about baseball.
You're so sweet.
Injured in a crash? Get McDivitt and you get a firm dedicated to every single detail of your case.
We have the knowledge and resources to investigate the crash and your insurance company's small print.
Details matter. That's why we dive deep into every aspect of your case. This gives us the firepower we need to make the insurance company pay you the money you deserve.
We never ask you to pay a penny until we get you max money for your injuries.
Online at McDivittLaw.com.
McDivitt.
Randy Gradishar, a man who embodies everything that a champion should be. An All-American for Ohio State, a 7-time Pro Bowler, and now selected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. A champion on the field and in our community, serving our military and veterans and inspiring youth.
Congratulations, Randy.
Congratulations, Randy.
Congratulations, Randy.
Congratulations, Randy Gradishar.
Congratulations, Randy.
We are so proud.
Time for the second half between Colorado Springs and Detroit City. 1-0 the halftime score. How did we get to that point? Let's take a look at our halftime highlights brought to you by Broadmoor Cryotherapy. And early on, the Switchbacks had some opportunities, but then Detroit got the goal.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a hot start for Colorado Springs, and then it's this combination play for Detroit City. The ability to drift out wide for Levi's, and then the combination here, and then Maxi Rodriguez makes this run in, and what a ball in from Coot, and then the run from Elvis Amo really sits in between those two defenders, runs at the end line, and then drops back in outside of the 6-yard box, and cool, calm, and collected, just tucks it away to put his team up 1-0 and score the first goal of the season.
Detroit, of course, this is their first match overall. Then a little bit later, Detroit with another opportunity.
And Detroit City started to grow into the first 45. The deliveries started to have a lot of texture, a lot of shape on them, and you see this bounce that catches Christian Herrera a little late, and then Elvis Amo almost there to put away a second goal and have himself a brace, but it deflects wide and they take a corner, and then this foul by Santos earns him a yellow card, and this has been the delivery that's been on for Detroit City. You see the set piece here from such an angle and being so tight to the goal and having to go up and over that wall. Maxi Rodriguez tries to get clever there with that set piece. And you see the shot 6-5 in favor of Colorado Springs. And they had the shot advantage last week against Miami FC, but you could see that big stat, shots on target, 2 for Detroit City, 0 for Colorado Springs, and Detroit City able to convert one of those 2, possession in favor of Colorado Springs. So how do they really come to define that final third in this second half is going to be really important for the Switchbacks.
And we saw some energy at the end of that second half, and there was the exchange between Amadoulaye Jop and Enriquez. And after that, it seemed like, of course, there was less time in the half, but there was a bit more juice with Colorado Springs. And we have that expectation that James Chambers said something to his team at the half, very similar to what you mentioned. We have more shots. We played a similar type and brand of soccer last week, even though we lost to Miami. And so they have the tools, just have to execute.
And they find themselves in a very similar situation as last week. Andrew Booth, the goal for Miami FC, came in at about the 15th, 16th minute. This one coming tonight in the 11th minute. They find themselves down 1-0 at half. And you don't want to necessarily repeat yourself and have that same conversation, but it is those moments where we've mentioned it throughout the first 45. It's problem solving. It's identifying how you want to go about that final third and those final actions. And for Colorado Springs, and this is going to sound super obvious, but you have to stay away from conceding that second goal. And I know as that game wore on last week against Miami FC, you do have to open yourself up to finding the equalizer. You got to be a little bit braver going forward in terms of releasing earlier, maybe taking a bit more risk. Those are going to be the conversations that you want to grow upon from last week, is how you went about it against Miami FC and how you can execute it this week against Detroit City FC.
Almost ready for the beginning of the second half. Colorado Springs in the sky blue tops and white bottoms. Detroit City FC in the white and gold tops with maroon bottoms. Maxi Rodriguez, who had the assist in the first half, prepares to start the second half for Detroit. And a stoppage. We must restart the second half. Now the second half starts. You also mentioned that Colorado Springs started to press in different times in that first half, which opened up some offensive opportunities. Do you expect them to have that same type of pressing style early in the second half, or wait a little bit longer?
That's a great question. I think you're going to pick moments here probably earlier, because you do want to give yourself enough time to not only find the equalizer, but to go ahead and find the game winner. So I do think that they're going to identify, and that's what James Chambers and his side and his players probably spoke about as well, is some of those cues and some of those moments where maybe Detroit City is a bit susceptible to the press, and moments where they can give the ball away. And already here early, earning a set piece and a free kick from that wide area. And we saw how dangerous it was at the end of that first half. They had good runs. They had that near post, the middle, and that far post covered. Now it's just about getting a touch.
Javadia ended up on the pitch. Ali Koot tangled up with him. So now a free kick. One halftime sub. Quincy Heuerman on for Jonas Fjellberg for Colorado Springs. And Heuerman already in the thick of things with his teammate Speedy Williams discussing. This free kick scoring opportunity is brought to you by Underline, delivering gigabyte fiber internet. Underline.com/COS. Williams whips it right to Heuerman. Foster right in front. Excellent from Colorado Springs. The equalizer, so smooth. And we're tied at one apiece.
And just the start to this second half that James Chambers and his side wanted and needed. We talked about it, the delivery there towards the end of that first half was really quality. And then when they drew this early set piece here in the second half, you knew that they were going to continue to grow upon some of the runs. And then that was really clever play there. Really catching Detroit City off guard.
We talked about the juice that was going to be in the building if they could score that goal. Matthew Mahoney provides it. And Colorado Springs knotted up with Detroit, 1-1. Just a few moments in to the second half. Cross comes to the back post, tap down. And not as easy as he made it look. Herrera with the stop, but here's the goal.
Delivery in, and then Matt Mahoney. The timing, and I know it's a quick play, but that run right there is a patient run to let this set piece develop.
Now Damas, the decision is offside, and the first touch we've seen from Ronaldo Damas at his boots today. He was just waiting. You only can imagine how much he is waiting for an opportunity to really express himself in his first home match.
And to your point, he didn't really get a lot of involvement against Miami FC either. You saw a lot of link-up play between he and Tejada throughout that match, but nothing clear-cut in the final third. So that is a player, now that you've equalized, can you continue to get influence from him in this match?
Foster takes contact. Nothing comes of it. Contact was slight, but he was in front of the defender. Play on is the decision.
You talk about taking back the narrative of a match. I mean, that's exactly what Colorado Springs has done here to start this second 45. It's that old saying that goals change games, and you come out of that first 45.
Now Damas.
And that's a prime example. You come out of that first 45 frustrated, but now playing on the front foot and playing with confidence, playing with tempo.
And it's been the institution of Quincy Heuerman. He stepped up. He was the one having the conversation with Speedy Williams, and that was set up in that small moment. Of course, plenty of practice to create the opportunity, but just that small conversation, and it was executed to perfection.
This slipped ball in to Ronaldo Damas. You can see Stephen Carroll just getting a bit of a tug on him with that left hand. And we talk about the involvement of Ronaldo Damas, the touches, getting him into different positions. But just like Elvis Samoa, any high quality striker, Ronaldo Damas only needs one opportunity. He just needs one chance, and that ball slipped in right there. Was almost that chance, but he's going to continue to hunt for that ball.
18 goals in 2021 when he won the USL Championship game MVP. And last year with San Diego, 15 goals. Another foul on Colorado Springs. And that man has to be careful. Steven Echevarria, he's on a yellow card along with Koa Santos.
And that's where that discussion with the referee right now is, because then you could see the coaches, James Chambers, Al McCann, they're all discussing, are there possible moves that they can make if they need to bring Echevarria off the field? You don't want it to come to that, but you've got to imagine that that's got to be one of the last conversations he's going to have from the referee. So now it's on Echevarria to make decisions on the tackles and on some of those fouls. And for Detroit City, you've got to know it and just go right at him.
Matthew Bryant was the man that was down. He's back up. 53rd minute. This ball over the top will roll right to Christian Herrera. Equalizer scored by Matt Mahoney, tying things early in the second half. And a lot of soccer remaining as Colorado Springs looks to go ahead in the all-time series. It's tied 1-1. Williams to the middle of the field.
And that's what you need as a team, is when you're just not clicking in that final third and everything's just not as smooth as you would like it to be. Set pieces and free kicks are so important.
Foster just stopped as he was getting his engine going. This ball almost fell for Enriquez. Amu Mensah. Jop.
This is now where Colorado Springs can be patient now. They're not chasing the game anymore. They've equalized. Now it's about really picking and choosing the right moments and pushing for that game winner.
Kept in. Coot working backwards. And now this ball is taken away. Foster with the right idea, looking for the Shrieking Damas, but it is taken away. Detroit trying to flip the script. Maxi Rodriguez directing traffic. Backs back to Amu Mensa. And this is Damas. Plays forward. Malik Foster. Foster. Just wide. And he cannot believe it.
And this starts with a tremendous press by Ronaldo Damas. And sometimes when you have strikers that are not necessarily seeing the ball a lot, you don't see some of the defensive pressure, but not from Ronaldo Damas. He went right in behind that defender, got the ball, and then the awareness to know that Stephen Carroll was keeping Malik Foster onside. Malik Foster just in disbelief that he missed that. Just a hair wide of Nate Steinwasser.
A rare miss from a professional like Foster. And now Ben Morris trying to keep this in play. Game has definitely opened up. Morris takes it back for Detroit. Albasamo sends forward to Maxi Rodriguez, who could not keep possession.
And going back to Ronaldo Damas just really quickly, is you've seen it throughout the night. You saw it last week, his commitment to press those two center backs. And again, sometimes forwards are influenced by how many touches they get on the ball in the attacking phase, but Ronaldo Damas has been somebody that recognizes when he's on the blind shoulder of a center back that's on the ball, and he can take the ball in dangerous areas. So we see another foul by Santos, and another player that needs to be careful.
That was a dangerous tackle for a player that's already on a yellow. Levi's helped up.
Right through the back of Levi's. Unfortunately, Santos and Enriquez or Echeverria, sorry, are running out of conversations with the from the referee.
Morris. Rodriguez. Now Morris into space. The header is sent back. Enriquez trying to push forward. And now this is Damas. Keeps it in. Sends it across. Foster controls. Heuerman. And again, inside the 18, a golden chance for the go-ahead.
And it actually looked like Foster was looking to skip Heuerman. But unable to do so. Again, the energy is just different from Colorado Springs right now. Not saying that they weren't playing with it in the first 45, but that positivity going forward, that urgency. You just see that purpose and that intent going, playing front foot.
Yosuke Hanya, who came in for Echeverria, now on the pitch now. This is Hanya. Part of the best 11 last year in MLS Next Pro. On loan from the Rapids. And that will do it for Santos. A second yellow and a red shown to Koa Santos. You mentioned it, Eric. So many different conversations with the head referee. Was walking a thin line. And now his day is done. And Detroit will play the final 30 minutes a man up.
And really disappointing for James Chambers' side that it really just regained a lot of that energy and that timing and really taking this game to Detroit City. But we've talked about it through this first 10-15 minutes. They were walking that fine line. And I know Koa Santos is saying that he got all ball and he won possession there.
You can tell that the players for Detroit knew who was on a yellow, and they were setting them up to create contact and to force the head referee to make a decision. And there, the contact too heinous. And the second caution turning red. And Detroit will play a man up.
And 100%, James, it's the experience of Detroit City FC, knowing when and where they can go at a player that is sitting on a yellow. And that's why James Chambers was really almost forced to take Echeverria off the field. And then Koa Santos in that position where it's just so difficult because you're out wide, you're in a spot where you're isolated, you're always going to be 1v1. A lot of those challenges are going to be timing challenges. Now it'll be interesting what this next 9-10 minutes looks like for Colorado Springs, because I think that'll be some of the decisions on how you close out this game. Do you feel like you still have a lot of the energy behind you to go out and find that second goal, but also not leave yourself susceptible to giving up a goal as well? So it's kind of balancing playing safe and then being a little risky in different areas and different scenarios.
Levi's goes out, Villanueva comes in for Detroit. Ball out to Morris. Herrera will pick that up as Elvis Amo was chasing in. Ball won by Bryant. Detroit, also a pressing team, will have the numbers advantage and will look to add a little bit more defensive pressure as this match continues. Job. Morris. Amo picks it up. Morris leaves it for Amo, but he was not there. Dequoy left his opening, so now this is Morris. Cuts back all the way around to Jop. This is Jop. Now for a goal kick.
And you like the ambition from Jop, but playing a player up, you're going to want to find a bit more patience on trying to break down Colorado Springs, because you're going to have numerical advantage somewhere. whether that's another player out of the back as you see Detroit City bringing on Villanueva. So if that's a defender for Detroit City stepping up, finding a higher level up the field, climbing a bit quicker.
'66th minute of action. Detroit City went up 1-0 back in the 11th minute. As Ronaldo Damas sends up on the pitch. And unhappy with the assistant referee because the foul was on him. Elvis Amo scored the goal for Detroit in his return to Colorado Springs. And the Switchbacks went into half down a goal. Quickly in the second half, they knotted things up. And now Detroit is playing up a man. Amo almost had his brace. Dos Santos picked up a second yellow. Detroit has played up a man for a couple of minutes now, and will play the remainder of the match. 11 v 10. So Jairo Enriquez goes off, and Zach Zandy comes on. Rodriguez well forward. Coop calm things down for a moment. This is Villanueva. Now to Amo. Rodriguez keeps possession. Nothing behind that pass. As Matt Mahoney makes the man look silly. Bryant. Morris. Ball left for Michael Bryant. Now the pendulum swings all the way around to Villanueva. Substitute that has come on. Sends in the cross. Second ball back to Amo. And Detroit will keep it. To Stephen Carroll. Rodriguez looking for a foul, will not find it. Damos is pushed from behind and does the smart thing, not trying to keep his balance, but go down and force the foul to release the pressure that was upon him.
And let's see how the insertion of Zach Sandy to this lineup now for Colorado Springs changes and influences what they're looking to do to close out this match. A player that missed a majority of 2023 with injury, but the quality of Zach Sandy, see if maybe him and Speedy Williams can maybe play a ball in behind to Ronaldo Damas or ball into Heerman.
Heerman cut back. The shot from Foster is high. And just as you were mentioning it, it was playing out as if you had scripted it, Eric.
Yeah, it's their ability to play make from those deeper positions, which you're going to naturally find yourself in being a player down. And the commitment level to that sequence right there by Colorado Springs is going to be something for James Chambers and his coaching staff and this team. They're going to want to see in this final 20 minutes. I don't want want to say you have to pick and choose your moments, but when you see a ball played into space and you got the numbers around, and obviously that started with a set piece and a free kick deep in their own end. But it is being very purposeful with when and where you attack.
Amu Mensah. Villanueva. Cross comes in, headed away by Mahoney. This is Coots. Now Bryant just massaging the defense right now. Rodriguez made the run, but the pass was unsuccessful. Still in possession is Detroit. Villanueva sends it in. Ball won back by the visitors. Job elevates over everyone and out.
And what you want to do for, if you're Detroit City, is try to remove as much predictability as you can. Being a player up, you saw that delivery by Jop. You saw a few minutes, or about 10 minutes ago, the chance he took from about 35 or 30 yards out. You want to start putting some traffic in front of Christian Herrera. This is a Colorado Springs side that now, playing a player down, they know they're going to have to absorb some pressure. They know when the ball gets wide in the defensive third that they're going to have to deal with services. And sometimes that clarifies roles for teams. When you're player down and you know you're going to absorb as much pressure as you are, it becomes a little predictable in terms of owning and accepting what your role is in different scenarios and in those wide services. So for Detroit City, it's going to be about asking different questions at different times.
This ball in the middle. Kierman. Zandy still on it, even from his backside, would not give up. And in the end, Amu Mensah, unnecessary clearance. Juan Tejada prepares to come on for Ronaldo Damas. So his day ends. Damas, who showed great prowess despite not having very many touches of the ball. Tejada comes in, looking to be a difference maker himself now.
And looking back at that match against Miami FC, Tejada was very active in that final third, hit the post early on in the first half.
Here's Yosuke Hanya, helps his team earn a corner.
This is where Colorado Springs, they already have the equalizer, they're a man down. You're gonna take your time, you're gonna be very detailed with this delivery and the runs. Not gonna rush anything here.
'74th minute. Kierman, out swinging ball. Oh! Nathan Steinwasser with the stop.
And if Detroit City is either leaves here with a point or comes away with 3 points, they're going to look back at this save by Nate Steinwasser. The delivery, terrific. The runs, the spacing, but just met by a better save.
Another opportunity from Kierman from the opposite side. This one towards the back post. and will bounce over the head of Matthew Mahoney. But Heuerman with the out-swinging ball, and Nathan Steinwasser with a humongous stop.
And you can look at it and say Mahoney's header went straight to him, but it's the ability and the technical ability to shift your feet over, get yourself in that position to make that save. When that ball is traveling across the face of goal in real time, to locate it, he almost gets himself in trouble there, though.
Speedy Williams steps up and takes possession. This is Heuerman. Foster again seeking out the contact, but not getting the same benefit for a foul. So Ali Coop waits to stay on side. This is Villanueva. Back to James Murphy. And you can get the feeling that Colorado Springs is on the cusp of the go-ahead.
They have a lot of belief going forward right now.
Despite being down a man for the past 15 minutes in this match. And Morris just kind of slow played his way into a shot. No power behind it as he tried to curl it and in it out of play. Two substitutes coming on for Detroit. Reese Williams and Connor Ruiz will enter for Ben Morris and James Murphy.
Connor Rutz and Reese Williams, two attacking changes for Detroit City FC. Reese Williams, the delivery and the services he could provide, and Connor Rutz just so dangerous in and around the box.
Ball comes in, and it'll be a goal kick.
Reese Williams trying to get it on the end of a service. See the commitment from Detroit City to put more numbers in the box earlier.
Tejada almost loses possession and can't play with your food in defense, down a man. Ball is lost. Rodriguez shields off Heuerman, but slipping to the pitch sends it out of play.
Tejada, acquired from Las Vegas late last year, contributed 5 goals, 4 assists to the Switchbacks. Definitely gonna be a threat throughout the remainder of this match.
Anya, excellent skill to keep possession. And the advantage was being played, and then once possession was lost by Colorado Springs, the stoppage as Retz committed the foul. Yosuke Hanya is a special product, played 2 years with Rapids 2 and lit the league on fire. Made his MLS debut last season before helping his team earn a spot in the Western Conference Finals. This is Zandy. His cross headed away by Amu Mensah. Colorado Springs with the throw-in. Tejada wins a corner. And Coach Chambers talked about Juan Tejada when asked about what he can be for this team this season after coming in late, now having a full off season. Another player that they have high expectations for, his ability to score and play make. And speaking of playmakers, Quincy Heuerman played a spectacular ball in that required a stop from Nathan Steinwasser. This ball not as pretty, and out for a goal kick. Williams. Over everyone. Now Herrera will have his turn to take a goal kick.
And you haven't seen much of a difference from Colorado Springs on the ball playing a player down. They've been very progressive. They've been very positive, breaking lines of pressure, finding areas where they have numerical advantages to combine around defenders. And I know I said it earlier about Detroit City needing to find a balance between being patient and urgent, but sometimes where you could expose some of those advantages when you're a player up is in transition, in some of those counterattacking moments. So can Detroit City find one of those? Because right now they are swinging the ball really well, but in that time, Colorado Springs is able to get players behind the ball, get set, get that structure, get the spacing.
Villanueva. Coot. Now Rodriguez. And Herrera ends up with it after Jop blitzed it through the defense.
And I was giving credit to the collective effort of Detroit City in the first half, really minimizing the damage that Ronaldo Damas can do. And I'll flip that and really highlight the collective effort that Colorado Springs has done, really silencing Elvis Amo here in the second half.
A push from behind. Malik Foster is looking back. Nate Steinwasser about to be shown a yellow for his late conversation with the head referee. And again, Foster has found himself on the pitch a couple of times. In this instance, may have a real gripe.
Stephen Carroll putting himself in a tough position. Obviously, the referee being in a really good position there, but being careful with an experienced attacking player like Malik Foster. Felt the contact. Knew that ball was going wide into the end line.
'85th minute. And a tie match. Detroit scored their 1 goal in the first half. Colorado Springs answered in the second half. Villanueva. And this is Ali Coote, who picks it up in front of Zandy. Zandy, the last to touch it. And a corner for Detroit City.
See if they're able to free up Elvis Amo in the box here.
Ali Coote with the delivery, headed around, and it's out off of Colorado Springs. Another corner upcoming for Detroit City.
Really well defended, but now you have to do it again. Had good numbers there on the front post. Recognize where the delivery is. It's all about first contact.
Coote once more from the corner. Ball is up. This one will drop. And the shot is hit high by Reese Williams.
In this final 3 minutes and whatever else we have added on, this is where you're going to see that experience blended into both of these teams. I mean, we talked about that drive by Malik Foster there and Stephen Carroll closing down defensively. I mean, this back line for Detroit City FC. Stephen Carroll, the longest tenured captain in Detroit professional sports. Maxi Rodriguez, Michael Bryant. You have a lot of experience in this Detroit City side, and they're going to continue to fight for that second goal.
And now Lindsey Heuerman commits the foul.
And then on the reverse side of that, you have Colorado Springs. You have Speedy Williams, the experience of Speedy Williams. Zach Zandy, backline of Mahoney and Pierre. You see this foul by Heuerman coming through the back of Michael Bryant.
88th minute, Michael Bryant flips it over the top, dealt with by Mahoney. We're only back as far as Bryant. Now Villanueva. Central to Connor Rutz. This is Ali Coote. Michael Bryant. And Yosuke Hanya with the interception. Hanya goes into a different gear. Now Yosuke Hanya tries to cut back. And in the end, commits the foul.
And really good coverage there by Reese Williams for Detroit City. And what a burst there by Anya. Regaining possession about 70 yards away from goal and taking a big touch past Michael Bryant.
Had double-digit goals last year with Colorado Rapids too. And was a part of MLS Next Pro Best 11. This cross comes in, difficult, and Rutz can't score it and ends up doing it. Look what I found. Connor Rutz from his backside turns and scores, and that's the go-ahead for Detroit.
And the two late substitutes making a difference for Detroit City. Bringing on Reese Williams, Connor Rutz. The delivery here And it ends up being a mess from a number of deflections, but it's really the shape and the pace of the service by Reese Williams. The initial clearance by Mahoney doesn't go far enough. It comes off Pierre. And that's what experienced goal scorers do. They put themselves in positions like Connor Rutz just did to pick up anything there that falls in and around goal. This is really heartbreaking for Colorado Springs, that has really absorbed some of that pressure, picked really good moments to go forward, created a number of dangerous opportunities, even being a player down.
But now a minimum of 4 minutes of added time to equalize and to mend the hearts of the fans that came to Widener Field for the season opener. Tejada sends it in, drops, Hanya controls. Nice idea, and it's taken away. This is Lacroix. Hanya loses possession.
And really, on a broken play, conceding that late, and now you're just going to throw caution to the wind, because if you give up another goal, doesn't necessarily affect anything, so you're really just going to throw numbers forward. Maybe try to earn yourself a free kick deep in the area.
Another substitute will be made. Matt Sheldon comes on, and Michael Bryant goes off.
Colorado Springs fans letting Michael Bryant know how they feel.
After defending a man down for 29 minutes, nearing stoppage time, Colorado Springs gives up the goal to Connor Rutz, as he had fallen to the pitch, did not give up on the play, scored the go-ahead goal, and Colorado Springs in danger of starting the season with 2 straight defeats. Now this is Maxi Rodriguez, who loses possession to Speedy Williams. Heuerman. Hanya, who has excellent pace in the open field, tries to move it central. And now Jop and Rodriguez trying to release through the pressure. Williams lets it roll out. 1 minute remaining in our minimum of 4. Heuerman and Tejada cannot link up. Detroit will be in no rush now.
And what's going to be frustrating for James Chambers and his team is, I still believe there was a lot of positives that came from this match. I mean, the first 45, there was portions that left, you know, some improvement, but you saw them problem solve through that first 45. Towards the end of that first half, they started to create some opportunities. They come out in the second half, get the early equalizer, regain momentum, really finding some of those chances going forward. And then the yellow card to Santos earns him the red, the double, and then you just have to absorb so much pressure for so much time. But again, there's just so many positives to take. But as you just mentioned, if this result stands, they're going to find themselves 0-2. And now you're looking at a game on March 23rd at San Antonio. Then you come back home, host Sacramento Republic, and then you're at Phoenix Rising, the defending champions, as Detroit City has an opportunity here.
Trying to close the door, Rodriguez. Not enough power behind it as it rolls out. We played our minimum of 4. Is there enough time for Colorado Springs for one last gasp? Foster ends up on the pitch again. Nothing coming of it. And now Detroit just trying to bleed the clock away. And there is the final whistle. Colorado Springs tied it up early in the second half. But in the 89th minute, Connor Rutz broke the hearts of the Switchbacks in the home opener. And the final 2-1 Detroit City on top of Colorado Springs. Here is the man of the match, the bright moment from the second half.
And after this free kick, which is extremely clever, link-up play finding Matt Mahoney. All momentum was with Colorado Springs, and it looked like they were going to find that second goal.
That was your man of the match. The votes are in. The Groom Transportation man of the match was Matt Mahoney. Groom Transportation provides stress-free air service for Denver and Colorado Springs. Thanks so much for tuning in. That's the final 2-1 Detroit over
The
Colorado
moment
Springs.
you call McDevitt, an action plan is put into place right away to get you the help you need.
Each case and each client is different, with different needs and solutions. Your attorney and team immediately investigates every aspect of your crash and injuries.
We track down all the paperwork and deal directly with the insurance company for you.
We keep you in the loop every step of the way, fighting to get you max money for your injuries.
And you never pay us a dime until we get money for you.
McDivitt.
You know I got 2 home runs.
You got 2 jacks.
And then my grand slam, I signed the ball for you.
Okay.
And it says, Papa, I love you.
Why did you do that?
Because you taught me everything about baseball.
You're so sweet.
Randy Gradishar, a man who embodies everything that a champion should be. An All-American for Ohio State, a 7-time Pro Bowler, and now selected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. A champion on the field and in our community, serving our military and veterans and inspiring youth.
Congratulations, Randy.
Congratulations, Randy.
Congratulations, Randy.
Congratulations, Randy Gradishar.
Congratulations, Randy.
We are so proud.
Time to wrap things up. Colorado Springs falling in heartbreaking fashion at home in the home opener, 2-1. Now it's time for our full-time highlights. And Detroit started things off, and Elvis Almo is the man who scored the opening goal.
Yeah, started this match strong and obviously finished the match strong. This combination play out on that left flank, and then this ball in from Coot to Maxi Rodriguez. And Maxi Rodriguez knew exactly who he was looking to play to, and that is Elvis Amo. Clever run towards the end line and then pulls back to right outside the 6-yard box. Just calmly puts it past Christian Herrera. And at this point, it was a lot of Detroit City creating the opportunities. And then right out of the second half, we saw it towards the first 45, how dangerous the set pieces and free kick delivery from Colorado Springs was. And this is a set piece. So clever. Get your team back in the match. Matt Mahoney, he had an opportunity on a set piece in the first half and then later in the second as well. Equalizes early, but then the double yellow and red card to Caio Santos puts Colorado Springs in a situation where they're defending for almost the entire second half, and then this unfortunate bounce, the misclearance from Mahoney hits off of Pierre, and then Connor Rutz is there to find the game winner for Detroit City.
Now it's time for our full-time stats. You see it again. Detroit had more shots on target, and more possession. And once Caio Santos went down with that second yellow, it was difficult, and Colorado Springs had to defend. They still had some chances even after Santos went out to potentially get their own go-ahead, but in the end, the final 2-1. Well, thanks so much for joining us for this matchup. It was one that had fire. It was one that saw Colorado Springs go down. They found their equalizer, but then Detroit finds themselves victorious. The final 2-1 with Eric Dobransky. My name is James Sadnot saying so long for now and have a blessed evening.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.